Hi, this is Danny from Coffee Tea and PvP. Welcome to my guide on how to make the most as a PvP player in the new zombie survival game, H1Z1. If you like the cover art, it's by Ryan Hawkins. He's an amazing artist. Go check him out. He's definitely worth a look. Right, so in this guide, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time telling you about how to control the game or, how to make your character do this or that. What I am going to spend a lot of time telling you about is how to have fun as a PvP player in this game. Where to go, where to find people to kill, how to take their stuff, what stuff you want to take first, and some combat tips, of course, to help you kill people better. Right, so let's get started. When you spawn in, you're going to find yourself in what looks like the middle of nowhere, but it's not really the middle of nowhere because near almost all the respawn points is a landmark, like a road or a building or a river or a lake. All of these will lead you towards civilization. Civilization means people, and people are what we're looking for. Once you become orientated, you're going to want to shred your shirt and grab some sticks. This is so you can make a bow and some arrows. Getting practice with the bow is critical to having a good time if you want to PvP in H1Z1. You see, the bow is the most practical weapon in the game because it can let you kill other players and things without taking any damage yourself. It's easy to make, the availability of arrows is almost limitless. Take a few seconds to gather and make around 20 arrows. It takes 3 arrows to the body or just 1 arrow to the head to kill another player, as long as they're not wearing a helmet. Now, if they are wearing a helmet, well, you're probably going to have to hit them more times than just once. But taking a headshot still really hurts. So 20 arrows will give you some wiggle room if you end up running into multiple opponents or even if you just end up fighting a particularly evasive one. Don't worry about going crazy with the berries right now because as a PvP player, you're probably either going to kill someone with plenty of them before you die, or you're going to end up dead yourself before you actually end up getting hungry. While you're putting your bow together and picking branches for arrows, keep in mind that other players are probably going to be spawning around you. And some of them, they might want to kill you. So get that bow made fast and get ready. PvP is not for the meek. Even if you end up killing somebody who's somewhat recently spawned, it's likely that they're going to have some extra arrows and some cloth for you, which is not that bad to have because the cloth can be used to make a satchel, which will let you carry more stuff, or some extra bandages, which are always nice to have. Besides, gathering arrows sucks. Another thing to remember is that when you drop your target, you can shred, craft, and eat right off their loot bag, so you don't need to actually loot the stuff to make use of it. Don't spend too much time hanging out over a loot bag though. More on that later. When you get to your nearest landmark, you're probably going to find some people there. Don't chat, just kill them. There's a lot of Care Bears out there who have a cacophony of swear words, but they like to say for us, quote-unquote, KOS players. But really, come on, screw them. Screw them for rolling on a PvP server if they don't want to fight. When do they think that the right time for PvP is going to be? Well, just a guess, it's probably going to be when they're backed by like 3 of their buddies and they're all toting shotguns. Yeah, no thanks. We came here to fight, not to gather. So if you think I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes opening trash cans just to let you pass by, well then you're about to be my loot. Give me those berries. Make friends with the people that you know and respect, because everyone else is a threat and a target. As a freshie barebacky spawn, you want to follow the road to a major city. Cities are dangerous. They're full of well-armed people who like to run in groups, but they're also full of people with lots of loot who are killing other people with lots of loot. And that is the best place to be if you don't got nothing. Also, people tend to gravitate towards the cities and away from the outside spawns. So this is a great place to find other people, even if you're not trying to scavenge off the big fights that are going on there. As you make your way towards the city, don't run down the middle of the road. Don't be that guy. Keep your eyes and ears open. Footsteps, local voice comms, all are a dead giveaway. That being said, blaring your favorite music in the background while you're playing H1Z1 is such a great way to end up shredding your shirt in the middle of nowhere once again. If you're lucky, you might catch someone calling in an airdrop. The plane is really loud, but what you're really hoping for is to see that big, blinky crate falling out of the sky. People often ask me if airdrops are worth it. Well, it's a mixed bag. If you have a bunch of gear and you don't have a bunch of bullets, don't go there, because you're going to find a big fight. But if what you're looking for is a big fight, and you can spare the ammo, or you don't got nothing, it's guaranteed to be a good time. Oftentimes, you're going to have to choose which target you go after. You want to prioritize people with guns or backpacks, because people with guns are the biggest threat, and they'll drop you in a hurry if you ignore them. And people with backpacks, well, they're the most likely to have loot. A truth I seem to find is that people with something to lose are often the first and the fastest to run from a fight. Don't give up the chase. It just encourages them. When it comes to combat, the best tip I can give you is that hand shoots first, and so do we. Don't walk up, don't chat, shoot. Just kill them. Also, when you get in a fight, try to use some cover. If you can position yourself so that part of your body is covered and you're either shooting over something or you have something to duck back behind as you reload, it's going to really help you out. It's going to help you reduce the damage that you take and make it more likely that you get the kill on them before they get the kill on you. If your opponent charges you with a melee weapon, you're going to need to choose if you want to close in combat with them or try to kite them with your bow. Keep in mind that whenever you go melee, it's very difficult to avoid taking at least some damage, while with archery you can often get a clean kill. Then again, melee is just so much more fun than trying to run around kiting somebody. Also, if you like to fight up close, beware of charging your opponent with melee attacks if they're keeping their bow out, because players can and often will headshot you even at point blank range with a bow. I mean, it's a risky move, but some players are pretty adept at pulling it off. If you're moving erratically while smacking around, sometimes it'll give you a little bit of an advantage and it can often help to avoid getting hit with those headshots. When it comes to aiming, the choice between first person and third person over the shoulder is really subjective. However, you'll find that most players will tend to use a combination of both. Find out what works out best for you and go with that. When you drop your target, sometimes you have all the time in the world to loot them, but more often than not you don't. Standing over a bag while trying to sort through some poor schmuck's stuff makes you a juicy and easy looking headshot. So it's important to know what to grab and how to grab it when the grabbing's gotta be fast. Now the best loot you can find is a gun that has some ammo. So if you're going through a bag and you see some ammo and you see a gun, grab that first, equip it, load it, and get it in your hand. Worst case scenario, at least you have a good weapon right away to fight off anybody else who comes around. The next best thing you can find is a note, which actually looks like a little key, because these little gems are actually quests that'll fully kit you out with a gun and a backpack and plenty of food. All you gotta do is make it to the turning point. A helmet is also a really great find that you want to throw on as soon as possible because it can save you from a one-shot arrow to the head even while you're looting. Be careful though, a helmet's not going to save you from a bullet. Bullets kill everybody. Some other items you might not want to pass up would be military backpacks, which can hold more than any other backpack, spark plugs and batteries, which are going to let you get mobile in a vehicle, extra ammo and guns, what's more to say, right? A sharp object if you don't have one, because it'll let you skin animals for food and carve some cloth off of zombies to make more bandages. First aid kits, bandages, cloth, you can never have enough of those, and a lighter, because hey, lighters are cool. Once you have gear, you're a big target. People who normally would have just passed you by and smiled and waved are now going to come after you like you're Jar Jar Binks, and they're going to get their revenge on you for fucking up their favorite movie. Your best bet is to pick off people in residential areas on the outskirts of town. Stay alert and pick your targets carefully. Even a poorly geared player can sometimes have great loot because they'll have ammo that they got from a zombie or from somebody else who just didn't have a gun. If you want to have fun in this game, be a hunter, not a gatherer. Hunting is much more fun. Player bases, the campground areas, and other less primary landmarks are all great places to try to find other kitted out players who might not be in a large group. You want to definitely try to stay away from the center of town, and no matter what you do, don't go to the police station. Every freaking moron goes to the police station, and they always find a group of like 8 guys there, all armed to the teeth, and waiting to blow you away. It's not a good place to be. Finally, keep in mind that this is alpha, so there's a lot of bugs and tricks out there that exist in the game right now that hopefully won't be around for that much longer. I'll mention a few of them in my comments, but hopefully they'll change pretty quickly, so I'm not going to spend too much time on them in the actual video. Well, that's about it for today. I hope that this video is helpful if you're kind of new to PvP and H1Z1, or you're just looking to have more fun with the game, because really it's a lot more fun if you play it the Greyjoy style. We do not sow. but I really appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully I'll be able to update this when it comes beta, and I do want to do a Battle Royale video, so hopefully, no promises, but yeah, hopefully we'll do another video here really quickly, just giving you a quick rundown on what's going on with Battle Royale and how to increase your chances of surviving there as well. So thanks again. I really appreciate you watching, and take care.
found me beautiful once.
Honey, you got real ugly.